The girl who ruined my name. I never thought I'd be that guy. You know, the one, the fool, the idiot, the broken wreck that everyone whispers about behind his back. But I am. That's me now. All because of her. Her name was Liana. And she didn't just break my heart. She took my reputation, dragged it through the mud, and lit it on fire while smiling. And the worst part? She made me say sorry for it. I met her in second year of university. She sat behind me in Psych 204, always tapping her pen against the desk in a rhythm that used to annoy the shit out of me. Until one day, she leaned forward, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, "Liana, you highlight in pink? That's interesting." Confident. I looked back. She had this smirk like she knew I'd be flustered. I was. Me. Yeah. It helps me remember stuff. Pink sticks, I guess. She laughed. "Liana, cute. You're weird." And that was it. She wormed her way into my life, one sarcastic comment at a time. We started studying together, texting, hanging out between classes. She had this energy, chaotic, magnetic, reckless. She talked fast, laughed hard, and made you feel like the center of her universe until she turned away and left you cold. But I was hooked. I fell fast, fell hard. Everyone warned me. My best friend, Tyler, she's bad news. Bro girl's a walking red flag. My sister, Mia, she plays with people. Don't be another toy. But I didn't listen. I thought they didn't understand her like I did. Classic mistake. We started dating 6 months in. It was amazing at first. Passionate. Intense. Addictive. She'd kiss me like I was oxygen and disappear for days like I was nothing. But I kept coming back. Every time. Because when she wanted me, it felt like being chosen by a goddess. And when she ignored me, I blamed myself. "Liana, you're so needy sometimes." "Liana, I just need space. Why are you suffocating me?" So I gave her space. More and more. Until all I had left was silence. Then the rumors started. People said she was hooking up with other guys. A guy from her economics class. A bartender she met during girls' night. Even some TA she flirted with on campus. I asked her, gently, cautiously, like walking on broken glass. "Me, Liana, people are saying stuff. About you. Us." Liana, instantly cold. "Oh, so now you don't trust me? That's cute. You believe random assholes over your girlfriend?" Me. "No, I just wanted to talk. I didn't say I believe." "Liana, you're controlling. You don't let me breathe. No wonder I need space." I apologized. Every fucking time. I bent over backwards trying to prove I trusted her. I cut off people who warned me. Blocked friends who hated her. Deleted DMs that showed her flirting with other guys because she convinced me it was photoshopped. I was an idiot. But it got worse. Third year came around, and I got offered an internship at a marketing firm, my dream job. Remote, flexible, good pay. And guess who was so proud of me? "Liana, you're killing it, babe. But don't forget who kept you sane during your breakdowns." She said it like a joke, but she meant it. And then came the setup. One day, she messaged me during work hours, frantic. "Liana, can I use your laptop? Mine died and I need to submit a portfolio draft ASAP." I didn't think twice. Told her my password. She came over, grabbed the laptop, said thanks with a kiss, and left. I didn't check anything after. Until the next week, when I got an email from my internship manager. Subject: urgent, HR concern regarding misconduct. I opened it, and my blood froze. Attached was a series of screenshots. Explicit messages. Sexual, crude, degrading messages sent from my email account to an intern at the company. And photos. Fake ones, clearly doctored, but just believable enough. A message from me saying disgusting things about power dynamics and how I could make or break careers. It looked bad. I tried to explain it was a setup, that someone used my laptop, that I'd never write something like that. But they didn't buy it. HR manager, we take these complaints seriously. And given the evidence, we have to terminate your position effective immediately. I was stunned, speechless. Liana came over later that day like nothing happened. "Liana, hey baby, wanna order sushi? My treat." I confronted her. "Me, did you go through my emails last week?" Liana, smiling faintly, "Of course not. Why would I?" "Me, someone sent messages from my account. You were the only one with access." Liana, deadpan, "Are you accusing me of something?" "Me, I just lost my internship, Liana. This isn't a joke." She stared at me for a second, then scoffed. "Liana, wow. You really think I'd sabotage your career? That's so typical of you. Blame the woman. I was stunned. She flipped it, twisted it, made me feel guilty again. But deep down, I knew. She did it. And yet, I stayed. Because by then, I had nothing left. She'd cut me off from everyone. My friends, my reputation, my future. All I had was her. And she knew it. She loved it. She started telling people I'd hit her. No joke. I found out when my classmate Rachel stopped sitting next to me in our seminars. Me, hey, did I do something? Rachel, awkwardly, I just don't want to get involved. But I heard some stuff. About you. From Liana. Me, what stuff? She just walked away. And it spiraled. People looked at me different. Girls pulled their bags closer when I sat near them. Guys whispered in corners when I walked past. And Liana? She acted like she was the victim. Liana, posting on IG, healing from trauma is hard. Especially when your abuser plays the victim. I wanted to scream. But what could I do? No one would believe me. She'd poisoned every well I had. And I was stuck. Trapped. Broken. Until one day, Tyler, the same friend I'd ghosted, texted me. Tyler, bro, you need to see this. He sent me a screenshot. It was from a burner Reddit account. A confession thread. Title, AITA for sabotaging my emotionally abusive ex's internship? Post. I used his laptop. He trusted me, but he deserved it. He made me feel invisible for months. I was just reclaiming my power. Don't feel bad. I'm not sorry. The writing style was unmistakable. It was her, Liana. I took a screenshot, then another, then another. Saved everything. Then I posted it. Publicly. On Twitter. On Facebook. I tagged my university. The company. Her friends. Everyone. It went viral. And suddenly, people were listening. She tried to deny it. Liana, on Twitter, this is a smear campaign. My ex is mentally unstable and dangerous. But the internet wasn't buying it this time. Too much proof. Too many people came forward. Girls she'd bullied. Guys she'd played. Stories matched. Names matched. She deleted her accounts a week later. I didn't feel good. There was no satisfaction in it. Just emptiness. Like I'd survived a fire, but my house was gone. And that's where this part ends. With me sitting here, trying to remember who I was before her. Trying to rebuild my name from the ashes she left behind. I thought it would stop. I really did. When Liana vanished from social media after the Reddit thread exposing her lies blew up, a part of me dared to hope. Maybe it was over. Maybe the truth would finally start to settle. Maybe I could exhale. But pain doesn't vanish with proof. The damage was done, and she didn't need to be online anymore. Her poison had already spread like a virus. The silence after her disappearance was almost worse than the noise before it. No one apologized. Not the HR manager who fired me without blinking. Not my classmates who looked at me like I was a monster. Not the professors who refused to meet my eyes. I sent the full Reddit post to the HR department with annotated screenshots, date stamps, even a recorded phone call with Liana's voice admitting she twisted things. Nothing. Not even a "we received your message." Their silence screamed. Even if you're right, we don't care. I started noticing how deeply the accusations had wormed into people's minds. Even people who saw the thread still hesitated around me. One guy from our lecture hall, Brian, who I'd worked with on a project before, bumped into me in the cafeteria. Brian, yo man. I saw that Reddit stuff. Crazy shit. Me. Yeah. Finally the truth, right? Brian. Awkward chuckle. Yeah. I mean, I guess both sides got their story. Me. What does that mean? Brian. Shrugs. Just saying. Doesn't mean you didn't, you know? Cross a line. I wanted to punch a wall. Or cry. Or both. But I just nodded and walked away. I started skipping lectures. I couldn't focus anyway. Every whisper felt like it was about me. I'd change seats constantly at the library. One time, I even caught two girls watching me from behind a shelf and whispering. Girl 1, whispering but just loud enough, that's him. The one from the thread. Girl 2, she said he gaslit her into sex. Girl 1, ugh, he gives off predator energy. They didn't care that it was proven false. They wanted me to be the villain. They needed it. Then the email came. Subject, Student Conduct Inquiry, formal notification. I read it 5 times, each word hitting me like a hammer. We have received multiple reports regarding a potential pattern of manipulative and coercive behavior. As per university policy, a formal investigation will begin immediately. You are required to attend a hearing. I felt like vomiting. I collapsed on my bed, heart thumping like a war drum. Liana wasn't done. She couldn't just ruin me, she wanted me erased. The report was spearheaded by Emily, her best friend. I recognized the name immediately in the packet attached. The same Emily who once cried drunk in my dorm about how her boyfriend choked her during sex and how Liana was the only one who got her. The same Emily who flirted with me while she was with that guy. She'd written a 5-page statement claiming I emotionally manipulated Liana and others. Others? Who? It didn't say. At the hearing, 3 faculty members sat behind a long table. 1 man, 2 women. No smiles. No warmth. No presumption of innocence. Just eyes scanning me like a suspect. Professor, female, you're here today regarding concerns raised by fellow students, particularly in reference to patterns of behavior perceived as coercive or emotionally abusive. Me, I want to be clear, those allegations are lies. I have evidence. Professor, male, we'll review your materials. But understand, the concern is about a pattern. A pattern. They didn't want to see the truth. They wanted to validate their idea of me. The straight white guy who smiled too much. Easy villain. I handed over a USB with the full Reddit thread, timestamped screenshots, text from Liana calling me the only one who understands her, a voice memo where she literally laughs about how easy it was to spin a story. They barely looked impressed. Professor, female, regardless of Reddit, perception, and lived experience still matter. Me, so people's feelings matter more than facts? Professor, male, let's maintain a respectful tone. I walked out numb. Like I just testified against a cult and no one cared. They said the decision would arrive in 2 weeks. It took 6. 6 weeks of insomnia. 6 weeks of panic. 6 weeks of fighting the urge to scream in the middle of campus and just dare someone to listen. When the decision finally arrived, it read, "The Conduct Committee has determined insufficient evidence to proceed with disciplinary action. However, we encourage the student to reflect on interpersonal conduct and attend sensitivity training available through the Office of Wellness. No punishment, no exoneration, just moral probation. I was radioactive. No one wanted to get close." Then, months later, she came back. New Instagram, new username, same smug smile in every post. She was rebranding. From victim to survivor, from fragile to fearless. Her captions made me sick. Liana captioning a mirror selfie to all the women who were never believed. "I see you. I am you." Liana story post, people change their names, their faces, their stories, but trauma never lies. I didn't respond. I blocked her instantly. But she didn't need me to respond. She'd found a new target. His name was Nick. Mutual friends tagged him in her photos. Same pattern, love bombing, quotes about healing, memes about men being trash. He messaged me out of the blue. "Nick, hey, random question. I've been seeing Liana. She told me a bunch of shit about you. But I saw some stuff on Reddit too. Just want the truth." Me, she lied. "I can prove it. Want the receipts?" Nick, "Sure." I sent him everything. Took hours to organize it all. Never heard back. A week later, he posted a picture of them together, arms around each other. Caption, "You make me believe in good again." It felt like drowning, like I was screaming underwater. I couldn't sleep. Not really. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her face. Not Liana smiling at me the way she used to. Not her biting her lip or holding my hand under the table. No, I saw the monster. The liar. The actress. The manipulator. But worse than seeing her, I saw me. Pathetic. Clueless. Trying to protect someone who already had the knife in her hand and was just waiting for me to turn around. I started seeing a therapist. At first, it was court-ordered after the university suggested I go to sensitivity workshops. But I kept going. Not for them. For me. Dr. Ames, therapist, you say you feel violated. Betrayed. But what about powerless? Me. I feel like I've been stripped of everything that made me someone. Dr. Ames, including your version of the story? Me, especially that. Dr. Ames, tell me what hurts most. Me, that I'm not even allowed to be angry without people thinking it proves her story. He didn't flinch, didn't judge. He just nodded. Dr. Ames, that's what abusers do best. Make you ashamed of your reactions. I started writing again. Not Reddit threads, not defenses, just raw feelings. One night I wrote a 15-page breakdown of every lie she told, every red flag I ignored, every moment I blamed myself. I titled the document, "For the Next Guy." I didn't know why I wrote it. Maybe as a warning, maybe as a confession, maybe as a final purge. I never sent it, but it helped. A little. Then came the invite. An email. Subject: Panel on Gender Justice, Student Voices. It was from a feminist group on campus. They wanted to invite me, not as a speaker, but as an example. The email explained how accountability is a shared community effort and how stories like mine underscore the importance of listening to survivors, even when the accused denies wrongdoing. They included a flyer. My name was on it. My face. A goddamn photo from last year. Labeled, "Case Study, Unchecked Male Privilege." I almost threw my laptop across the room. I called the number on the email. A woman answered. "Me, take my fucking name off that flyer. You're using it without permission." "Woman, we're exercising our rights under public event discourse." "Me, you're labeling me as an abuser." "Woman, we didn't say that directly. We're raising awareness." "Me, you're using a discredited accusation as a morality lesson." "Woman, if you're innocent, why are you so angry?" Click. I screamed into my pillow until I saw black spots. 2 days later, it got worse. The event got picked up by a blog, a trashy online rag run by some clout-chasing junior. Title: "The Face of Our Campus Problem?" They didn't even pretend to be subtle. They quoted Liana anonymously and heavily implied I'd emotionally manipulated multiple women. They didn't name me in the text, just used the photo again, with a fucking blur over my eyes like I was a goddamn criminal in a documentary. I called a lawyer. He read the article and sighed. "Lawyer, they walked a tight line. Didn't use your name, didn't call you a rapist, but they used your image and implied things. Could be worth a defamation suit, but it'll cost you." I asked how much. He said, mid-5 figures. Minimum. I hung up. I didn't have the money. She'd killed my reputation and buried me financially. Then, out of nowhere, she reached out. "Liana." An email. Subject: "I'm sorry." I stared at it for 10 full minutes. Opened it. Liana, email. "I know you probably hate me. You probably should. I don't know what I was doing. I think I wanted to hurt someone before they hurt me. I think I wanted control. I've been seeing a therapist and she says I have borderline tendencies. I'm not saying that to excuse anything. I wanted you to know I'm not proud of what I did. I don't expect forgiveness, but I needed to say something." I didn't reply. What was there to say? You ruined me. You broke me. You're sorry now? I stared at the screen for hours. Then I deleted the email, blocked the address. Some wounds don't need closure. They just need to stop bleeding. It's been a year. People stopped whispering. The thread disappeared from trending. Some new scandal took over the campus gossip mill. But I still feel it. That tightness in my chest when someone laughs behind me. That paranoia when a girl smiles at me a little too kindly. That cold fear that one wrong word could undo me all over again. But I survived. Barely. The other day, I saw a flyer for a gender justice event again. New title. New faces. New target, probably. I smiled bitterly, then walked past it. I'm not their villain anymore. But I'm not their hero either. I'm just a guy who learned. The truth doesn't always win. Sometimes lies are louder. But I'm still standing. And that's enough.